Westman Island is one of the most beautiful places in the world. On a good day, on a day like this, meh. Just a quick 30-minute boat trip away from the mainland, assuming that the pier that is built on sand next to a river isn't full of sand, which often happens on a windy day. Then it's about 3 hours of being sick away. You can take your car with you to that tiny island for about $50, which might be worth it because it will take you like an hour to drive around the whole island 9 times. If you drive very slowly. I mean, this place doesn't even have IKEA. Whatever you do, clean off your vomit and make sure that you are out on deck when the boat approaches the island. The last few hundred meters really are out of this world. And don't worry about a volcanic eruption happening on the island. It's only ever happened once in recent memory, in 1973. 400 homes were buried in lava. It wasn't all that bad. They got a great museum out of it and the island grew by about 20%. Still not enough for an IKEA, but plenty enough for a new junkyard, which is good because before that junk would just be dumped into the ocean and left to float to Vik. True story. You can still see evidence of the buried homes all around the island, but I definitely recommend you visit the museum. One of the houses buried in the eruption was dug up from the ashes and the museum literally built around it. I definitely recommend only going to Vestmannaeyjar Islands during the summertime, not only because you might see some puffins, but also we were gonna go to the Maritime Museum.
It's closed.
In fact, almost everything was closed. Including some of the island's most popular restaurants, except Nice, which was anything but nice. Fortunately, everyone knows everyone on the island, and we had a local with us. He called his cousin, who worked at the museum. He gave us a private tour. So we got to see some puffins in a cage, a guy feeding some fish, a blind cod that doesn't know how to camouflage.
Yeah, these guys are huge. Would love to deep fry that one.
And of course the 2 beluga whales. The main reason to come to the island is of course to see some puffins in the wild, but first we stopped up near the cliffs where some ropes were dangling. This is in fact the local sport, to swing from one end of the cliff to another. This used to be a test for children to see if they had what it takes to swing from one end of the cliff to another to collect eggs, back when health and safety and child labor laws had the one thing in common of not existing. That felt a lot scarier than it looks. This sport has cost some lives unfortunately, so do this at your own risk. Here's a little secret for spotting puffins. If you drive towards Storhöfði mountain, where all the wind is, there is a little green shed in the hill. It's open to the public and free. It's an excellent observation deck for spotting puffins. When they're there. When we were there were none, but fortunately I have some stock footage so you don't get bored and dislike my video. So feel free to hit that like button for the puffins. There are many more things to see and experience in the Westman Islands, but hopefully this has convinced you that it's worth it. On a good day, during the summer. I can definitely recommend you eat at Einsikaldi and you head straight to Brothers Brewery after that. They have great service, great atmosphere and excellent beers brewed on location. Have a great trip!